What's up, YouTube? Pastor Bob. Well, on today's adventure of why I needed to buy one more guitar. This is a Firefly fftl-GWT-SP-56, which is Ghost White, Telecaster style. I would say it's not really, but it gives you the kind of the idea of the John 5 Telly, which there wasn't very many of them made, and they're very expensive. They're like $5,000, $8,000, so it's a good take on it. And I don't think it's a copy of it, because the John 5 has, a white fretboard and a white headstock. And if you're really playing it, you're going to really see it when you get through it. So, but, hey, it's a nice looking guitar. There's nothing wrong with it. I just pulled it out because I'm videoing with one hand. So I just pulled it out, and we're going to look over it together. Two Alnico 5 humbuckers. It's like a chrome pick guard. One volume. Cut-off switch. Three-way toggle switch. Fixed bridge with 6 saddles. Has red binding that goes all the way around the guitar. That's nice. Stainless steel frets. Well, they did a nice job. They usually do a pretty good job with Firefly. 2 string trees. This looks like a newer style. They had a different style at one time for the headstock cutout. I like that. It's a nice take on it. Mostly probably because I'm used to, the original Telecasters. And it kind of gives you that look. Not exact copy though, but it kind of gives you that look. Well, that's a nice little take. Red nut. I don't know. I don't feel like plastic though. I don't know what that is, to be honest with you. It could be plastic or some form of plastic, but it is a cool little take on it. Let's see what else we got. Let's flip it up, take a peek. Looks pretty good. Oh yeah, that's nice. 4-bolt neck joint. Neck pocket looks good. Good job on that. Thank you, CNC machine. You see these little parts right here? Those you gotta watch when you're building a guitar. See them? There's one here, here, and here. Now, when you're building a guitar, if you're going to use a neck, and it has those, you should fill them with epoxy. You know what I mean? You really should. Because if they're even a little bit soft, it can cause problems. And there'll be stress points in your neck, so you got to really be careful. They did a nice job on making the flame look cool. I'm really not convinced that this is a real flame neck, and I'll tell you why. You see these tree growth lines? You see them? See them tree growth lines? How they go like this? And this comes across. I think it gives you a good look, but I'm not convinced that that's real flame. Especially at the price. Locking tuners. Yeah. A nice little cutout there. Getting in them upper frets. Yeah, what's wrong with that? Nice looking guitar. No problems. Let's take it out here and take a peek. Strings look pretty good. The only thing that I see is, you see this D string? How it comes across that nut? I mean, it's no big deal. But if they're using CNC, they could have got that just a little bit better. But it's pretty good. Yeah, knock it. I did a great job. Especially for the money. I mean, for $250 for a guitar, that's worth it all day. Now, I don't know what it sounds like. I haven't plugged it in, and like I said, I just pulled it out to do a review on it. But it's clean. It's set up clean. I don't see any blemishes. I don't see any imperfections in it anywhere. You know. Nice. They use good... I think the potentiometers they're using is pretty good quality. The resistance feels good. I mean, if you're really hammering on this, these switches can go out. I mean, if you're hammering the heck out of it, you know. You know what? I was wondering. I wonder who came out with that idea first, Buckethead or John 5? There's one for the comment section. Yeah. Anyway, toggle switch feels good. Oh yeah, feels good. What's wrong with that? Abalone inlay dots. Did a good job. That's a dark fretboard. I don't know if they stained it that color. You see once again, you see that? See how it's darker color right there? Yeah. I think they probably stained that. But it still looks good. Did a good job. Not knocking them for that. Wow. Pick one of these up for around $250. You know, with shipping. You can't beat it. Now, I heard that they've upgraded their pickups. And I did play a few of my other guitars through my Fender Hot Rod Deluxe. And then I played it through PV Viper X3. So, they sound okay. There's really nothing wrong with them. Kind of give you that vintage sound. I tell you what, I really think that with the quality work that they're doing for the bare bones parts and everything, if they invested just a little bit more, right, and they could get a good deal on bulk and get some Seymour Duncan pickups or even some Wilkerson pickups, right? Because Wilkerson makes pretty good pickups. And they made that upgrade. I mean, that'd be the next level that you can bring Firefly guitars up to. Is that a possibility? I'm sure it is. I think that if they could at least add that option, you know, and do it at a, you know, reasonable upgrade, where you could get a nice set of Seymour Duncans put in there, you know. Wow. That'd be the next level. Then, I think that it would be worth, you know, worth doing. If you could keep the price point for those upgrades at under $400, with a nice set of Seymour Duncans, and maybe a CTS or Burns pot, I'm telling you, I think that you'd see a big change in the market. I think you really would. And that's just from my point of view. That's not anybody else's point of view. I mean, not that I couldn't, a luthier like myself, couldn't get a guitar and do that simple upgrade and then sell it with the upgrades. I mean, if you think about it that way, it helps the luthier out, a guitar tech, where he can make maybe a couple bucks and do the upgrades. But if they could do it from the factory, or at least, from the factory it goes to, and it comes into America, that you could have that upgrade done before, you receive your guitar, it'd probably be worth, maybe a few extra days turnaround time. That way you don't even have to play with it, because some people don't, they don't like to solder, and they don't like to, take everything apart. They're worried about scratching it. But if they made that available, I think they, that's a good selling point, And I think that's the next step in their evolution to sell more guitars. Really. I think that's something they should think about. Maybe get a few guitar techs across the USA. Say, hey, you're in this area. We have a customer that wants, this guitar. Can we send you these guitars, and then you can send them back to us? Because I'm sure at the bulk amount of guitars that they're selling, it wouldn't cost them anything, very little, to send 10 guitars out and some pickups, have them do it, and then send it back to them, or whatever the case may be. And then they'll have all the upgrades if they don't have that ability. And that way they wouldn't have to worry about shipping it all the way across the United States. They could have one guy on the East Coast, one guy in the Midwest, and then one guy on the West Coast. Or, a couple people in general areas. Or even, maybe in each state, have a few people across each state, depending on the size of the state, that they recommend to have a certain set of pickups put in. I mean, there's lots of different ways they could do it. Well, you just get one and then do it yourself. But it's nice to have options, right? And I think, they've been around long enough that they could definitely, start projecting and thinking about doing that. Because, look, there's so many guitars and guitar companies these days. And the market is so flooded, right? And I've seen the prices of a lot of brand names coming down. Like Jackson. Jackson's owned by Fender. I've seen some excellent quality Jacksons. Schecters. I mean, excellent quality. And at a reasonable price. You know what I mean? So, and I'm talking right around the same price point. Now, there's a few things that Firefly does, that JSN does, that you're going to find. Stainless steel frets, I mean, that's a standard thing. I've seen a lot of locking machine heads or locking tuners. So, finding those on other brand names, I don't know, they're going to have to come up. I mean, they're just going to have to do some changes, if they're going to compete. Because the market is very competitive. The competition is crazy today. I've reviewed I don't know how many guitars. And it's just amazing to me. Because you look back years ago and the quality wasn't there. And I have plenty of examples of that, out in my shop and downstairs in my music room. So, yeah, it's nice to see, the guitar world evolving. Now, Is it collectible? Maybe it will be one day. Who knows? Who knows? You know, I mean, one thing that I know from uh, being a part of a few different sites with different guitar companies, Firefly being one of them. I mean, people really love these guitars, and for good reason. Here's my thing: if you've never purchased a Firefly guitar, and you're thinking because it's, you know, made overseas and you're worried about it, and look, here's the thing: anybody can get a bad guitar, and that's from any company. I don't care what the name is on a headstock or where it's made. Okay, machines can be built in one place and be used anywhere in the world today. Indonesia, good God, they make great guitars. I mean, I don't think I've had one guitar that me personally, that I have purchased, that wasn't good quality coming out of Indonesia. I mean, Paul Reed Smith does theirs there. I believe that Fender has a lot of products in Indonesia too that they have being built. I mean, Chapman guitars. I mean, I could go on and on. Yamaha. I mean, it's just, you know, once you get it right and you get it set up, you know, and you get the right people who have the experience, the years of experience, makes a world of difference, you know, in the type of product that you're putting out. But as far as a handmade guitar, you know, well, then you got to go to, you know, Fender Custom Shop, Gibson Custom Shop, G&L, Heritage. They do great jobs. But you're going to pay a lot of money for those guitars. A lot. And, you know, you'll hear people say it over and over and over again. You're going to get, which hopefully, but there's that, you know, that old saying, the price of diminishing return. You know, if you're 80% there, or even 90% there, like in some cases, what's it take to get to the next level? Do you think because that name right there doesn't say a certain name on it, is worthy of an extra $2, $3, $4, $5, $10,000? Well, that's really up to the individual, I suppose. You know, there's collector grade guitars too. So, you know, and if there wasn't, you know, where would the world be? The competition wouldn't be the same, right? I mean, I think in some respects, you know, there's people who wait their whole life just to buy that one, you know, special Fender Stratocaster, that one special Gibson Les Paul, one special ESP. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that, because if it fills the void in their life and it brings them happiness and joy, then there's nothing, you know, I don't see anything wrong with it being like that. But if people can't afford to do that, or maybe that's not their intentions, maybe they're just trying to get a really good guitar that they can play and not have to worry about it. But here's the thing. The guy was saying to me one time, he's like, oh yeah, I play Epiphones when I'm out playing. I said, what? He goes, yeah, I leave all my Gibsons at home. This is because I don't want to damage them, and my Epiphone's set up the same, has quality parts in it. My sound's pretty much the same. You're not going to tell when you're screaming on stage with it. So if anything happens, it doesn't, you know, it's not going to bother me. But if I drop my, you know, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 Gibson Les Paul, I'd cry. And I understand that. But in the same respects, people don't see those guitars on the stage. So, the advertisement's less. And that's where I start to think, I think that a lot of the big companies today, like Gibson and Fender, when you make something in the USA and you're trying to, advertise your product, which everybody in the world pretty much knows what they are, make a guitar made in the United States that is at least this quality. Do it at a price point of $1,000. That's at least this quality. That has the pizzazz, the look, right? Something that is magnetic to people's eyes, right? And the feeling is good. And it's great quality. So that anybody can obtain it. And that's the introductory guitar. And every company that, here in the United States that, builds quality guitars, and they know they can build quality guitars, they can do it. And they should do it. I don't see why they can't. That's something that they should think about. Because I'm telling you right now, these guys are on another level. They've thought it out. Some people say, oh, well, just a CNC machine did that. No, that's not true. I mean, a CNC machine can cut out, your body, and it can cut out the profile of the neck, right? But somebody else, there's hands on this. There's guitar technicians or luthiers that got their hands on this. There is hand sanding, there is polishing, there is setup. So when you think about that, I mean, it doesn't matter how tall the person is, what the person looks like, the color of the skin, or where they live. It's pretty obvious they know what they're doing. They paid attention. So, good God, man, buy one. If you don't own a Firefly guitar, maybe you've only played, Fenders your whole life, or Guilds your whole life, or Gibsons, whatever it may be, right? And you like these, right? And maybe you're on the fence. Don't worry about what your friends will say. Don't worry about what the guy down the street will say. Buy one. Try it out. Don't like it? Hey, get in contact with them, send it back. Or sell it. Because there is somebody that will buy one. I'm telling you, they sell out so fast, you got to be on it, like Blue Bonnet. Take the chance, and try not to be arrogant or ignorant about it when you evaluating the guitar. Be open-minded. Really, give it a fair shot. Back years ago when I first started looking at some of the new guitar companies that were coming out with guitars, never heard of them, like IYV, right? Made in Vietnam. I was like, I can't believe they can build this guitar for this price and it be this good. It was just, me and my brother were down there scratching our head going, wow, I mean, it's just incredible, And at least we were fair about it. And I think that when you're evaluating a guitar, no matter what company it is, wherever it's made, be fair about it. Be honest about it. That's all. Just be fair and be honest about it. I mean, that's the right thing to do. And hey, it's nice to have these as backups, right? I mean, think about how many Firefly guitars you could have, even with high-end potentiometers, selector switches and pickups. Think about it. You have a bunch of them, right? What would it be like to be a, up-and-coming band and you're playing a Firefly guitar? If you want to give your fans one, it doesn't cost you very much and they're happy. You sign it, and they're happy. And you know when you hand them that guitar, or you give away that guitar, it's a quality guitar, right? And they're not going to be upset about going home and being able to play it. I mean, that's another way of looking at it. Giving away a $6,000 Gibson, that might hurt, you know. But giving away one of these, God, your fans might be happy about it. I'm telling you. Well, anyways, guys, enough chit-chatting for the day. Just a little review on this. I've been wanting one, and I finally got it. I like it. They did a good job. And it'd be a nice one for my collection. And if you wonder why I buy them and I don't need them, I think they do a good job. I think that if the day ever comes and I need to sell them, there's not going to be a problem. There will not be an issue with me selling a guitar like this. Now, I will tell you, knowing that this guitar was coming in, I did pick up another set of pickups for it. So, I am going to put them in. I'm going to put only because this is what I want, right? I'm going to change the potentiometer out. And I'll probably put a Burns or CTS pot in. And I may change the selector switch, I'm not sure. And I'll put a set of... I've got a set of custom humbuckers that I'm thinking about putting in. Or what I may do is put a JB in. Thinking about that. And then I got a couple different pickups that I could put here in the neck pocket, but I don't know, I've been thinking about it. I got quite a few pickups, but I did pick up a set of Hot Rod Seymour Duncans, so I've been thinking about doing that. Well, who knows? We'll see. Kind of like the red. Looks kind of cool. And if they sound good, maybe I'll just leave it alone. Anyway, that's my little quick review. Sorry for those people who get upset because I didn't play it. But there's plenty of them, people who have reviewed these, I'm sure. And, you know, if one guy's got one, another guy's got one, and they're pretty good, then pretty much you can go for it. And I think I seen a video. Can't think of the guy's name offhand, but yeah, what the heck is his name? Oh, I can't think of it. Anyway, he's a pretty good guitar player. And he, I think, was demoing one of these for a friend of his. I'm pretty sure I'm correct on that. You'll have to check online. All you have to do is put in Firefly Ghost White T-style guitars. I'm sure you'll find them. This is a ripper, man. But, you know, each guitar can be different. I could plug it in. It might not be wired up. Who knows, right? Alright, guys. Take care. God bless. Sorry for ruining your 30 minutes. Like, share, subscribe. And we'll see you on the next video. Take care. It's Pastor Bob. I'm out of here. See ya.